Same thing. It happened in Okinawa too.
Okay. So then I had to. Dad helped me make the report, and I did well, but my knees were shaking. But I did well, and I said, "Hey, thank you, Mrs. Vigil. You did great. We thank you so much." I got home. I told Dave I want to drink two of them. We were drinking already. Already. Oh, I'll never forget that.
So what was the house like? Can you describe the house a little bit?
In,
I saw it was a big house. I sort of remember.
in Tegucigalpa?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember. Remember the room, your room, where you guys locked up, getting into candy.
Right. I remember that story. If you want to tell it, that's
yeah,
okay.
well, the kitchen was nice. Kitchen. It was nice kitchen. Very different. And we had the dining room, you know, the usual, the living room, and the hallway, and upstairs were the bedrooms.
You don't remember the address or the street number, do you?
No.
The street. You remember the street name?
Okay. You know what? I've written a lot of them down. Maybe if I find them, I'll give them to you.
Okay.
That was after there. You know that picture there of these famous people that paint, what do you call it, pictures? What do you call them when they paint pictures? They do. Artists, they're artists.
Artist, yeah.
Yeah, well, this couple, not couple, 4 or 5 or 6 of them came, were from Europe, and they came to Tegucigalpa, and they wanted to, they came to promote maybe their paintings and whatever. There was some country in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And so Dad, they came over to Dad to see Dad because the Honduran immigration told them they only had a couple of days to leave because I think their stay there was running out. So they came to Dad to see if Dad could talk to the president of the Republic of Honduras, and we were good friends with him.
You remember his name?
I played
Galvez?
poker with Galvez. Galvez, yes. I played poker with her. They always, these women used to play poker. And so we became very close to him. So Dad went to the president of Honduras to tell him about these people. And they were branded Moors. They were branded all the time they wanted. So that there that's written, that picture that was given to Dad was
Which
given
one?
to right there by the door in the dining room.
What's it about?
It was given to you.
Picture of what?
Because they were artists.
The picture of what was it?
I'll show it to you. It's just a picture that they made. And so they gave it to your dad, because he made an effort to get him to stay longer. They were so happy. And it reminds me of the time I look at it right there by the door. You guys don't know the story about it.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you which
Right.
picture. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll show it to you. So that was one great thing. Dad was so happy because he did a good deed there, which, he wanted to do.
And you know what I remember about Tegucigalpa, Mom? I remember one time the son of our neighbors was killed because he jumped off the bridge or something. Do you remember that?
Oh, they cried all the time.
Well, what happened? What happened with that? Because I really remember them like crying. I guess we can hear them real well next door.
I don't know if he committed suicide or he was just injured. I never could figure it out. Yeah, the mother and the grandmother, the whole family did cry. You remember that?
Yes, I do.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. I remember them crying a lot.
Remember the name of our maids?
No, who were they?
Yes.
Sarah
Sarah's one of them.
and Linda.
Yeah?
Is that right?
Well, it sounds like it.
No. Sarah and Linda, yeah.
I think so.
Sarah was black, right?
Yeah.
And Linda was Latina.
Yes, so. God, you better write that down, because one of these days, you probably won't forget, but I do.
Who were they like? Linda especially took care of us.
One time I had a black girl, a tall girl that was my cook. She was she was Honduran, but she was black, from the, ¿cómo se llama? I don't know what they call the island.
What's the
Sarah? Wasn't that Sarah?
That was Sarah. Yeah, Sarah was sort of tall.
Yeah, right. Oh, you write a book about your dad's career, honey. Oh, absolutely. The only thing I say is, why did he have to go so soon? I don't get it.
Do you remember the school that Dylan and I went to? Do you remember anything about it?
The American school?
Well, we were in the first grade. You don't remember too much about it? What about the school that Ron and Phil went to? You remember anything about that?
American school?
Same one?
The name?
Yeah, was it? So Phil was already like about 6th grade or something like that, wasn't he?
Where, which school did you go to before that one?
Well, that would have been in Laredo.
Probably, you asked me. I wonder why some things I remember and other things just blank. Someday when you're my age, remember say, I remember mother saying, maybe not. Some people are, terrific memories. A lot of things I remember, but names I don't remember. I just talked to Valerie Campbell, by the way. She's back here.
She's back.
Teaching,
Yeah, she's going to get started for school again. Well, Mom, is there anything else you want to talk about? In particular?
Oh,
I know there's so much, but is there anything right now that comes to your mind? About Dad, or some aspect of Dad, or you and Dad, or whatever you want?
Oh, there's so many things. But the thing that I remember a lot is our long trip from here to Buenos Aires.
Oh, yeah, well, tell us about that. We went to New Orleans, didn't we?
Drove with the 4 of you fighting in the back seat. Not fighting, playing, whatever. How many days from here to New Orleans?
Oh, I don't know, but it was quite a few days.
And then from there, that ship took forever to get to Buenos Aires.
It took 3 weeks.
I think I counted 17 days.
It was 21 days.
21?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? As I think, if you're interested, I'll try and remember some things.
Well, just right now, though, is anything comes to your mind about that trip?
Yeah. Is that... Can I say it in Spanish?
Sure.
La pasé en the laundry room lavando blue jeans and tennis shoes, and I'd come out, and your dad would be having he used to smoke then, he'd have a cigarette and a beer or whatever. I said, where are Abe, where are the children, where are the boys? Oh, they're somewhere in that big ship, that huge ship, you know what I mean?
You know what the name of the ship was? SS del Norte.
Oh my goodness, see you do. How do you remember that?
I just saw some of your...
Oh my goodness. I'm going to try and look for a lot of things and give them to you. I know I have something somewhere. And I'd say, Abe, you're somewhere? And I said, he was tranquilo. But he'd watch you, that's not that he was, but you guys could wonder and he didn't worry about it.
So what else happened on the ship? I remember stopping in Sao Paulo, I think it was, and we got off the ship and walked downtown. I remember
we went up to Sao
big,
Paulo.
wide sidewalks.
And then we went into Rio.
Oh, is it Rio? Okay, maybe it's Rio I'm
went to
thinking of. Oh, did we go both?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, because a friend, somebody that I used to like from Trinidad was stationed up at Sao Paulo. And I told Dad, you know who's up here? And I wanted to look him up, and Dad said, no, come on, let it go. Not because he was jealous, he said we didn't have time. And then, of course, Rio. What's the name of that thing in Rio that's that like, huge, I don't know anymore, famous like a cross way up on the mountain as you enter Rio.
Oh, there's like that big hill there that's called
that one.
Sugarloaf Mountain. Sugarloaf.
See, you're young. See, your memory. See, I've forgotten all that. Are you taping me?
Yeah, I am. Is that okay? Go ahead, have a drink, Mom.
Everybody tells me, why do you put so much water in your drink that drowns your whiskey? I said, no, I better. Okay, what else? You want some of these, honey?
Yeah, okay.
Put them over here. You know what you boys could do, honey? We could almost make a movie if you put things together in Dad's career and your lives. It would be something. Really. I mean,
what would you put in the movie if you could decide what went in the movie? What kinds of things would you want to say in the movie?
oh, there's so much.
That's what I'm asking. It can't be everything. What would you put in the movie? What main activities or experiences would you put in the movie?
I think it's hard for me to say because there's so many interesting.
If you had to pick the top 3 things to put in the movie, what top?
Well, for one thing, I think the longest trip, I'm sure it is, the longest trip we ever took, especially with you four young, was to Buenos Aires. Because we got to see Brazil, we were on the ship, how many days? 17 days?
21.
21? We keep saying 17 to people, I don't know why. And then we stopped in Uruguay.
I remember that too.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Gee, what, you guys, that's fabulous. I remember one thing in Montevideo, I told Marta this. We docked there for a while. Argentina's right there.
Right next door.
And I remember I was wearing my jacket that I bought in Guatemala City. How come I had it from Guatemala? We hadn't been in Guatemala yet, had we?
Maybe you got it when you came from, before we were born.
I got it somehow, maybe at the border. Here. I had this Guatemala, beautiful. And while the ship was docked there, and you guys Dad stayed with you. And I went to mail some cards to the post office. And as I entered the post office, big one there, people all turned around and they all gathered around me, and I thought, dear Lord, what is this? You know, who are these people? What are they doing? Buenas tardes, or whatever it was, Buenas tardes. And finally they told me they were admiring, wanted to know where I got that jacket. And to me, I have never forgotten that, because I got scared. I thought, what, you know, why are they acting that way? And Joe and Magdalene went to Guatemala the other day, and I could have gone with them. And they didn't invite me. I guess they didn't think about it. I told them, oh, that's too bad, because I would have looked up my bridge friends if they're still alive. I have their pictures and their names. So, well, they didn't think. So, you know, honey, you could write, like I say, you could write almost make a small movie or something out of this, your lives.
There's nothing in particular that you would want to see in that movie? I mean,
oh, honey, there's so many things I would want to see. I want to see you guys when you were little. You know, walking. And feeling Ronnie, my osito, you know, but young. I would want to see that. And I would want to see your dad, how he looked then. He was young.
handsome man, huh?
We were young. Oh, you bet. You knew he was engaged to be married.
Somebody from Boone, Iowa. What was her name?
See, I know that very well.
You know her name?
Yes, but now...
She's a redhead, right?
No, the redhead was from Trinidad.
Oh.
She's here in Denver, by the way, lives with her brothers. She never married. Yes, she did once. It was, I was thinking of her name the other day. She was from Boone, Iowa. See how my memory's going? Some of my friends tell me, don't worry, dear, we're all in the same boat, but...
You know who I asked? I asked Mary Ann Suggs if she knew where Boone, Iowa was. She did. Because she's from Iowa originally.
I'll have to think of her name. I was thinking of her name the other day. Because, did y'all... Dad had his class ring. Did y'all take it or still there in the drawer?
No. I haven't taken it.
It was, I'm going to have to think about it all night long now. Anyway, and he broke it. And then he kept asking for the ring and he didn't get it. Finally, I don't know, a year or so later, he got it.
You didn't feel sorry for her, though, did you?
Who? Me?
The lady from Boone, Iowa?
Yeah, I did.
You did, really?
Yeah. But I mean, sorry in the sense that she suffered.
She really loved Dad, huh?
Huh?
She loved Dad?
Oh, of course. You bet. In fact, she wouldn't send him the ring until when Ronnie was born in Trinidad. And finally came in the mail box there in Trinidad where Ronnie was born. Ronnie sent it in. The other day I thought of her name. See now how I am. Would you like something else to eat? Huh? know what?
What?
Something that's really going gone is my, I told you, my memory. Yeah, just, nothing to do about it. It's old age. I'm going to show you a picture in a minute that Charlotte took. You're not taking me all the time, are you?
No, I'm sort of taking your house.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Mom, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yes?
What year do you remember what year you moved in?
That's a good question.
Wasn't it when Dad retired?
Yes?
So that must have been what 19. When did Dad retire? 1970 or 71?
You would ask me.
No, I think it was one of those 2 years.
Yeah, could
Well,
be.
well, my question to you though is, do you remember when you first moved here, or when you? I mean,
Well,
what attracted
I
you
could
to this
tell you
house? I
a
should
story
ask
about
also.
when we were looking for a house.
Okay, go ahead.
We were renting an apartment for, Marta used to live, remember?
Right.
In Denver. And we went all over looking for a house. Everywhere. And Dad found 2 or 3 that he liked in Denver. And I didn't like any of them. So Dad was very upset with me. He said, what is it? He sat me down. He said, what is it you're looking for, Dee? And I said, when I see it, I'll tell you. He said, when am I going to see it? I'm tired of looking. So then I looked at the Denver Post, I think it was. Went down to see houses for rent.
Come up with me,
for
Mom.
sale. And so we saw 901 Estes Lakewood. And I said, let's go see that one. He said, okay, let's go. So we came here. And the owners had a sign for sale here outside. And they had a couple inside looking at it. Looking at the house, and I said, oh, shoot. Hope those people don't buy it. This is what I want, Abe. So we go in there, and the couple left. They said they couldn't afford it. So we talked to the owners.
Remember their names?
Dad, this is what I want, Abe. He said, let me ask the price first. We did, and it was great. And so later on, you know what he told me?
What?
I'm so glad, he used to call this his ranchito. He said, I'm so glad you stuck to your guns, Steve, because I love it too. I said, ha ha ha, ha ha ha. So here I am, all alone, but I love it here.
Okay, why don't you come walk with me, Mom?
Honey, you're not taking pictures of me,
No, I know.
We were so happy, loved it, enjoyed it. So pretty, tiny hands. And remember he used to plant garlic and onions, young onions, and all kinds of things. Honey, next year I would like to, if I'm going to arrive out, I'm looking the other way.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to listen real carefully, okay? Because I want to know your thoughts. You know, you're 78 years old, almost 79, right?
Almost, is it right?
I mean, in terms of human lives, that's a fairly long lifetime. I mean,
You bet.
some humans die at birth,
Right,
and others live to be 100.
right.
But you've lived, a lot of years.
Almost 79.
Exactly, and you also have, as a result of that, obviously a lot of experiences about humanity and about the world, as you know it. And in your particular case, you know a big part of the world, Latin America and Asia and Spain and France,
Right,
and of course this country too.
right.
So I mean, so you, as one human being who's lived almost 79 years and seen a big part of the world,
I'm still here.
you're still here, right? But what I really want to spend some time with is asking you.
Are you filming me now?
Yeah, I am. But what I want to know is, in terms of what you think is important in life, for example, let me give you an example. Let's say someone would ask you to spend one day with a woman or a young woman who's 18 years old, for example. Just graduated from high school, as an example, because that's about the age they are. And let's say this young woman would ask you, I'm still young. I've got a lot to learn about life. What are the important things about life for me? And this is a woman. And let's say this is a Hispanic woman. Let's say she's from Alamosa or Trinidad or Denver, and she says, D. Vigil, you've lived a lot of years in a lot of different places and had a whole bunch of different experiences. And she would ask you, D. Vigil,